Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with your boy Serge, and today I got some crazy video game news because the video game apocalypse is upon us. So stock up on your Mountain Dews and Doritos and let's go over this crazy news, right? So, if you haven't heard, PlayStation has announced that in January 2028, basically in 2 years, they will stop producing physical disc. You will own nothing and be happy. Not only that, they gotta hit us with that 1-2 punch. They've also announced that they're gonna be closing the PlayStation store for the PS3 and PS Vita. It's the end of an era, right? They had to kick us while we were down, and the consumers lost big time here, right? And I have a little theory for this. That's why I got the hat. But the reason PlayStation is doing this is because we noticed that consumers prefer to play and buy their games digitally instead of physical, which I call BS, right? I'm pretty sure most of us like physical games, right, to collect. But the most important thing about physical games is that you actually own the game. You own the product and you can play whenever you want. Unlike with digital, um, you don't own it technically, right? They could delete it whenever they want, right? Because that's what happened with I think it was a day or two ago that Sony deleted like a bunch of movies from like a digital storefront, and the people that bought those movies they can't watch them anymore because those movies are gone. And so the same thing could happen with video games, right? Which is scary. But I think the reason they're actually doing this is because they want to save on production costs. You know, they want to make more money. Cause that way they don't gotta make any more plastic cases and physical disc. That way they have zero production costs. And like I said, make more money from people buying games digitally, right? Because games nowadays are just expensive. $80, heck, maybe $100 because depending on how successful GTA 6 is, and it seems like it's already successful depending on pardon me, based on the pre-order numbers. $100 might actually be the new base price for games, or $80, $180. But yeah, they could control the price now, and it's just insane. And like they're like, did you like this? Hell no, I don't like this shit. Nobody does, right? That means consumers can't save money on physical, right? I have a perfect example of this. So, for example, right? Let's say you want to buy Resident Evil 2, right? For the PlayStation 5. Look at it. On Amazon, it's $20. That's a steal. But digitally, it's still $40. Right? You gotta wait for it to go on sale, which could take a while. So it's like, well, would you rather buy the $20 physical edition? You save yourself money and you actually own the game. You can play whenever you want. Or would you buy it for $40 or wait for it to go on sale, which could be a while, and you don't own it, right? It could get deleted, like I said earlier. Obviously, most people are gonna get this, right? And so Sony wants to try to get rid of this and go, boop, oh, you're gonna buy digital. But anyways, let's go to the next story, right? The PlayStation 3 store and PS Vita store closing. It makes me sad because, like I said, this is the end of an era. Back then, I was a big PS3 fanboy, but looking back, I will say this: Xbox 360, you guys had the better console, right? Better games, better network, just better everything. So I'm gonna be the bigger man to say that. No, but I still love my PS3. So they're gonna close it based on regions, right? So basically, First, they're gonna do Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua, mis hermanos. I'm sorry, but you guys are gonna be the first to see the PS3 store close. Basically next month, right? August 26th. Pardon me, August 2026. And then Latin American countries, the other countries, Middle Eastern countries, their PS3 store will be closing late 2026. And then for all other countries, the PS3 and Vita store will close next year in July. This is also scary because if you think about it, digital only games that were only released for like the PS3 and PS Vita, they're gonna be gone forever, right? Because a lot of those games were never ported to modern consoles. So there's no other way to be able to play those games if the PlayStation Store closes, right? And it's bad for video game preservation as well. But they say they will allow you to download the games you bought. But then again, eventually that could probably disappear, right? Anyways, that's it for today's video. It's just insane. I'm just flabbergasted by this news. I'm pretty sure everybody is like really upset about this news as well, right? I hope you guys enjoyed it, even though it was bad news. But yeah, stay safe and stay blessed. Until next time, peace.